Greetings, YouTube Nation. Well, further to my retail therapy until I can get myself to a train show or swap meet. I have myself a small acquisition, which was a local pickup by way of Facebook Marketplace. There was a fellow who was a full-fledged O-scale model railroader by the name of Jim, and I saw what he had for sale, and I couldn't pass the price up because he and I got to talking, and it. And he said that there was someone interested in the items that caught my attention, as well as a few other items. But the other fellow fell through, so they were ready for acquisition by me. He did cross-post it on eBay, which is like, dude, kill the listing because I'm going to come get them. So what the items that I've acquired are an Athearn ready-to-run SD45-2 in CSX livery. Don't ask me what era of CSX this is. I keep getting them confused. Maybe if I can, maybe while I'm editing the video, I will indicate which era it was. Now, the stanchions are missing, and there were some traces of super glue on both sides where the stanchions should have gone, and my guess is that the previous owner tried and failed horribly to get the stanchions mounted, and I am inclined to agree, because these cheesy plastic stanchions that you'd have to have the patience of a monk to mount them. Give me metal stanchions and railings any day of the week, because they are relatively easy to mount and install. There are a couple of detail pieces missing. Of course, the one of the ditch lights is missing on each end. Everything else is intact. I mean, it's a remarkable piece, and because Jim didn't have any HO scale setup. I mean, I saw his layout. It's incredible for an O scale setup. So we have this. No, I'll get to that in a second. This is also an Athearn locomotive. This is a -9 locomotive, which happens to be a sister to this one that I got from Facebook as a trade. So I mean, they're the same locomotive classification and livery. One real difference that I could tell so far are the horns. This, of course, was during the flywheel era of Athearn. This has a hex drive because I looked underneath, and it's gorgeous. What this and the SD45-2 have in common are that they are both under the ready to run line, which means they are DCC ready. And I took a peek underneath the shells. Yeah, I kind of peeked before I recorded this video. There is a plug-in to put a 8 or a 9 pin decoder. Of course, I'm not a DCC guy. If they can run perfectly fine on DC, that's perfectly fine with me. So, lastly, in the roundup that I got from Jim is a CSX wide vision caboose, and it was in fine shape. One of the railings or stanchions is a little bit cockeyed. Let me fix that. They're in fine shape, but of course, whoever owned these items before really didn't take too good care of them. But they're mine now, and if I'm lying, I'm dying. I got all 3 items for $85. I'm not kidding. And if I was, may I be struck down on the spot. And the guy and Jim knew that they could have sold for a lot more. So give me a moment to change cameras, and I'll show you just how well these locomotives run. Hold on. Alright, so here we are on the test track on this workbench. Power's on, forward direction, and I am applying 10%, 20%, 30. Did you hear how quiet that was? Now, take it in reverse. This is on 10% throttle. You probably didn't see the LEDs, so I'm going to shut off a couple of lights. Give me a second. Oh, wait your turn. Zoom in for a second. My phone had other ideas. Hold on a second. Yep, so we're ready. Forward now. And just gonna try and zoom in so you could see the lights. Let's try it again. And shut this light off. Now, put it in reverse. Glass smooth. Incredible. All right, now we're going to put this big girl on. Yeah, as for the missing stanchions on this one, I can't find replacements. I wish I could. I mean, I've looked at eBay. eBay has does sell Dash 9. I've seen the plastic Dash 9 railings for sale on eBay, but it's the wrong livery. And if I'm having this much trouble, if I had this much trouble with the SD45-2, then there's no sense in pursuing the railings and stanchions for this one. It is what it is. So here we are. And forward. And this is on barely 20% throttle. And then, oopie. Yeah, there we are. So, this is absolutely gorgeous. Not sure if the caboose was lighted. Don't remember. No, it's not a lighted caboose. So, it is what it is. So, let's take these things to. So, let's take these puppies over to the layout, and we'll be right back. All right. So we have 89 SD45-2 8956 on DCCEX mainline B, and over yonder on DCCEX mainline A is CSX dash 944 CW 9001. I have engine driver ready to go. So let's get the fun started. All right, 9001 had just completed its first lap, and here comes 8956 completing its first lap. Fun stuff. Well, I, for one, am a very happy camper. These are gorgeous locomotives, and they're both operating on speed step 56. I could have gone a little bit slower, but I just wanted to time the speed steps right for eventual meets, which have occurred during the filming. So, with that being said, I want to thank my subscribers for their continued support. If you are not a subscriber, there is a link at the bottom right-hand corner for you to do so. Please like the video. Please share the video. Please help me reach the 300 subscriber milestone. I will greatly appreciate it. And thank you so much for stopping by. I'll see you soon.